Hey everybody, this is Ken here.
And Brandon.
We are going to attempt to bring you some commentary on our latest Pot Limit Omaha game. What we've done here is combined, about 2 hours worth of cash game play into like the top 10 or 12 hands. So we're just going to go through each hand and let you know how it's going.
Sounds good. So we're starting with a button straddle here from
$5,
Paul.
I think. Yeah. That's going to be pretty standard. They did a $5 button straddle the whole time. $8,000 says Rick races here. Oh, what do you know? I got 4 cards that go semi-together, and they're all black, so that's got to be good.
So we do have Rick in the 6 seat. We got Dave in the 7, Roy in the 8, and Gangster Steve in the 9.
You read it right. It's Gangster Steve, not Gangster. Oh, no, it's Gangsta Steve.
Gangsta. All right, so we got 5 ways to the flop here.
Vince is coming in.
How do you like Rick's little raise in the beginning?
I mean, I love it. I mean, Rick's just
juicing up a pot. And then he flops. Can you flop top 3?
Yeah, it's top 3. It's top 3. Roy with the nut flush draw, though.
And
he ain't going anywhere.
Paul with a pretty sick draw. He's got King Queen, so he's open-ended.
Pair 7.
Plus second nut diamonds, which is not great, considering Roy has nut diamonds.
And Gangster Steve, we failed to realize that he flops the nuts.
Flop the nuts, yeah. There's so much going on in Omaha, you can flop the nuts and miss it.
So Steve makes it 100. Paul rips his 215 all in.
Anyway, Rick gets away from this.
Although he's got, 245 behind. He's probably going to find the fold here.
That's what I heard.
Or you can call. I mean, the only thing with 3 pairs, if you're up against a set of jacks, which the guy's got to have the 2 remaining jacks left in the deck for you to be drawing basically dead. Yeah.
Yeah, if he's got another set, you got 2 or 4 outs. Oh, he's getting in there. I thought Rick would fold. Roy never folding the nut flush draw with all this action.
Nope.
I mean, you love. He's 25% 4 ways. I guess that's.
I mean, they're all pretty even.
Right.
I mean, no, even with Steve flopping the nuts, he's still only 36%.
Yeah, Steve doesn't probably.
He's got no redraws, though.
Better straight draw, but that's it.
190s in the middle here.
Yeah. I mean, that's only good unless somebody else flopped 8-9 as well. He's got a bigger straight draw.
Right. Rick shows looks
Rick's
like a
got a
7,
6.
probably.
Or the 6. He probably showed the 6. Paul's super excited. They're trying to figure out if they want to run it once or twice. So in Omaha, we do allow them to run it twice. Or they tell us they're going to run it twice. I guess we don't allow them to do anything.
We got Dave putting on his glasses here, trying to
Figure out
who's got what.
Yeah, if he made a bad fold
Which
or
he
not.
has no idea, so he just
Nah,
walks
he
away.
just left. I'll go get a drink.
Rick's smirking. He has the ace.
Nobody's shown except Paul, right?
Yeah.
Paul keeps saying, my draw's the best, my draw's the best.
Even though we look, he's statistically
The worst.
lowest probability of winning.
Yep. When has that ever helped anybody in Omaha, though?
Well, set of jacks.
So Gangster Steve needs to fade a diamond, an ace, a 9, a jack, a 10, and a 7.
I'm blocking
That's not bad. Plus whatever the turn is.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I always feel bad when you get it all in and you have no way to improve your hand against 3 other people.
Come on.
Well, he does improve, makes a higher straight.
We need a.
Yeah, but it
we need
gives
a napkin.
Paul the biggest
Deuce
straight,
of
King
club.
Queen.
Oh, that's right.
Booyah!
Napkin.
Paul literally yelled "booyah" and "give me a napkin" on the river. I never heard anybody say "give me a napkin."
I don't even know what that means.
I mean, apparently it means a better seat. Yeah, so Paul gets it all in with 1 in 5 chance to win, turns the nuts and rivers the nuts again. Yeah, it's an easy game.
What a flop.
What a flop.
All right, Rick's reaching for some more cash. Steve's reaching for some more cash. Roy's going to the ATM.
Everybody's basically getting more money on the table. This is a subliminal message for the Chicago Series of Poker. Well, I'm not quite sure what that was, Brandon.
I have
you?
no clue.
No, I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
You didn't see anything either, players. All right, on to hand number 13, which is our second highlight reel.
So we got Roy straddling 4, looks like 5 again on the button, so the action's going to start with Gangster Steve.
March 3rd and 17th, I think.
Jim's playing Risk. on his phone.
Oh, nice. I didn't even notice that. I wonder if he's winning.
All right, Gangster Steve, a little connector. He's going to play. Paul's playing. John looks like a new addition to the game since our last hand. He's in there. Everybody with a little something. Suited aces all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah, Jim. It's crazy that Jim has a 28% chance with that raggedy looking hand.
It's always against the other
And now
players,
it's up
though,
to
right?
30.
Yeah.
2 more players. Enter
So
the
basically the entire, everybody just called, limped in for the $10 straddle. It looks like it was a $10 straddle.
Deuce heart, 5 spades.
Let's see what happened here.
7-5 deuce. Jim flops top 2.
Jim who bets 35.
Gangster Steve flops a big old wrap.
Nice.
That's about it.
Jim bets out 35 after
Right.
everybody checked to him. Roy obviously calls with an over pair of 8s.
35.
He's got the pair of 2s.
Oh, I forgot about the deuce.
Did Roy call? No, Roy folds.
Oh, no, Roy's out.
Good fold, Roy.
Good foil, Roy.
All right, looks like Gangster Steve coming along with the wrap. He's only got 200 behind. I would like to just get it in there, but I mean, I'm a gambler.
See a turn, yeah.
Turn is the jack of diamonds.
Jack of diamonds. Jim picks up nut diamonds to go along.
With his top and bottom pair, right? Oh, no, top 2 pair. He flopped top 2.
Right, but Gangster Steve does turn a pair of jacks to give him
2 pair outs.
solid equity against Jim. Calls again. Straight 50-50 coin flip to the river.
I think is he all in? Or he's close to all
No,
in?
he called half his stack. He can save it if he breaks
Oh,
the
that's
river.
right. $65 left over. Diamond means the death of Steve and the nuts for Jimmy.
Jim is calling.
Steve put it in on the river, I guess maybe trying to rep the diamonds, but he ran into it.
Yeah, it's hard to rep diamonds when you are going up against the nut diamonds. So
Nice little pot for Hurley. On to the next one. Hurley's still stacking his chips. $5 button from Gangster Steve. Actions on Paul, texting his wife that he's booking a winner.
So make sure you guys are aware when you're on the stream here, we can see basically everything you text or look at on your phone.
Right,
So
Dave.
don't text your girlfriend if your wife's going to watch or, vice versa.
All right, Paul coming along. For $5, it's hard to
Fold anything.
hard to find 4 cards you don't like.
Nope. Ooh,
Jim.
9's ace king. I like that. That's John, not Jim.
Oh, sorry.
The light that lets you know.
Jim folded. Rick's
raising
with the old queen 7, 5-10.
I like it.
You got to mix it up, right? You can't always just play suited connectors or aces. And I mean, it's Omaha. Literally, the worst you can be is 60-40.
Right.
I read that somewhere in an Omaha coloring book. Yes, they make Omaha coloring books. They're
All
great.
right. John's gonna punish Rick. It looks like going for the limp re-raise, or did? Oh, I'm sorry. Gangster Steve ripped it all in with a nice little rundown.
I like that a lot.
Me too.
I mean, you're not. I mean, you're hoping you're not sharing cards.
John's got 2 of his 9s, which he needs for a straight, but
I
obviously he
definitely
doesn't know
wanted to hear
that.
you finish that.
John calls. This
You
is
guys
gonna
have
start the call
menus
train, I think.
Dave gets away from it.
Calls.
Roy's not folding with only $65 left, so I mean, he's getting it in basically with any 4 cards.
45 on
All right, so John's only got $70 behind. You already got 2 all-ins.
Right, so you got
And
Rick.
the original Razor Rick, only guy with any money left behind.
heads up on
I mean, is there anything on the flop that comes out that John doesn't get it all in
No,
with? Right?
no,
I mean,
really,
you're just basically getting in
he's
your
in there.
65.
I mean, right now it's 10 high. This is probably the worst flop for John.
1 club.
Check, check. Going to the river.
It's like, ooh,
Ooh.
turned a set of 9s and checked it.
What's the river?
Did
The face card.
yeah.
60.
If it's a king, Roy's got the nuts. If it's a queen,
It looks like a king.
Steve got the nuts.
Ooh,
If it's a jack,
Oh, it's a
that's
king.
Roy with the nuts.
Roy with the nut.
You guys gonna show for the side pot?
I mean, John's going to win a little bit of his money back from
set up 9s.
No, right?
Maybe a small.
Oh, yeah, because Roy was only all in for like
Right.
65 to
And
start,
there's a
so
small little, like,
he's going to win a little bit from
$100
Steve. Yeah, because
there
Steve whiffed. That was a hell of a turn for Steve, though, that
Yeah.
9. I mean, it basically means John's. I mean, John, they're all in anyway, so I mean, it doesn't really matter, but
Steve turned the world.
yeah, I mean, nobody folds that.
Copy.
All right, 10 on the button this time. Bumping it up. I guess you can see right there.
Oh, yeah, 1, 2, 10. Hand 16.
Action's going to start on Hurley. These straddles, you should really be playing pretty tight from the small blind.
When there's a button straddle?
Yeah, and Jim's folding, he knows. You should also be playing pretty tight from the big blind, but, Rick doesn't see 4 cards he doesn't like.
I don't see 4 cards that I don't like.
I mean, look at Dave. We got the 2, 4, 6, 7. He's in there.
Paul with
Paul with
queens, and
queens.
3 of them are suited.
And John's got a trash hand from the button.
4 players.
Queens are pretty dominating here, 42%, 4 ways.
Yeah, queens are 40% until the flop is 6-6-3, which means Rick flopped 3 6s, Dave flopped 3 6s, and John flopped a full house.
Wow.
Under full house, which always scares me
That's a
to
canoe.
death. That's a canoe?
Canoe.
I don't like canoes.
Yeah, canoes are scary.
I don't really like boats either.
Canoes sink. You like yachts.
I don't like horses. Do you like horses?
Not really.
No. I mean like the game horse. I mean like actual horses.
Yeah,
I don't like
They
horses.
scare me. All
Alright.
right, so John is what, potting it?
Yeah, it looked like
Bet 15, Dave flats. Paul raises with the queens, hoping nobody has a 6.
right.
John is going to full pot it.
Rick is all in.
Now Rick is never folding his hand. He has 3 7s, 3 9s, 3 aces, all to the nuts.
Right.
Plus his ace 6 is good against everything, but 6 3 and pocket 3s.
Unbeknownst to him, John's got pocket 3s.
Dave might be able to find a fold here.
Especially when you're the third guy in the hand,
Yeah.
right? And it's a raise, a re-raise, a call, and you've got a 6 with
a 7 4 2.
yeah, I mean, the 2's dead. 4, I mean, I don't know. I don't really think you can count the 4 or the 7 , but
He
it's
does
hard
have
to fold trips, though. I
it is.
mean,
He does have a weird straight draw. Nobody has a boat of 5.
and he didn't just call; he went all in for 250. I mean, if you're gonna call, might as well
Right.
raise.
And now John's sitting here with the best hand. Like, wait a second.
Nom. Wish I had more money.
Right. But now he does. John does have to fade a whole lot of outs. An ace, a 9, a 7, a 4, and a deuce.
Yeah, but he's got a deuce.
There's a 3. That's a
3
great
bangers,
card for
pretty
John.
good. Yeah, it means he's not worried about anything.
And poor Dave does make the boat on the
Right.
No. Dave doesn't get the piece on the side. Dave with the stone cold second nuts. No good.
Main pot here.
Wow.
Main pot there.
Yeah, he does
Wow,
win.
wow.
He does win a little bit on the side.
Yeah.
The $80 difference. between-
Whatever it is. Yeah.
All right, no more Rick. R.I.P. Rick.
Steve seems to be missing in action too. That ATM takes a while. I know. I've been there.
Hear the salty taste in the mouth.
You gotta call the bank, let them know. No, it's me. I swear. Jim's still playing Risk. It looks like he's not.
He's red. He's winning.
Yeah,
He's
I don't
got
know.
South.
I don't know. Ooh. God, I wish that 8 was a spade. That would be a sweet hand.
Dave's gonna limp here for $5. Try and flop a set. Roy up to $430. Can't get his cards registered.
Yeah, I mean, we've only been playing at this point for probably an hour, hour and a half.
Roy with a nice little double suited hand. He's
I
got
like
a-
it.
He's got
I
an
like
ace.
it.
Actions on John, calls, check.
This is the dangerous part about doing a $5 button strategy. You just everybody sees the flop.
Yeah.
It's, I
Look
mean,
at
I think
these
it's
percentages: 28, 24. Well, now
it's just a flop game.
Who flopped anything? Anybody?
I see a lot of
Paul's got a
5s out
5
there.
and an
All the
open
5s. It's the case 5 comes out.
Paul has the statistical best hand here with a pair of 5s and an open ender, and he bets.
Knows right where he's at.
John's got a 4. He's mucking.
Yeah. Jim plays pretty well. He's out too.
Roy, top 2, 4s and 5s.
Yeah, we forgot about top 2. I mean, I mean, when you got ace 4, 5, 8, what are you hoping for?
He turns an 8. Oh, boy.
He's got top 3.
Which
Gives Paul the nuts.
Paul the nuts.
Yeah. Nuts. Don't have to worry about any flush draws.
The 8 of hearts is the best turn in the deck for Paul.
Yep.
And he gets Roy to lead into him.
55.
Make sure he's got the nuts.
I have a tendency to use my fingers to count when I have the nuts, so if you guys ever see me count my fingers, it's because I have a straight.
So this was a good spot for Paul to flat the turn and
See a
hang
river,
Roy
yeah.
on the river. But he decides to just pot it now. And Roy can get away from this hand. I mean, ace 3. No, Roy's not full.
No. I mean, maybe he's thinking, I don't know, 3 for a chop? I don't know. Or he's just hoping to bang an 8 or a 4 in the river.
I think he's got 3 pair. He knows he's got 6 outs against the straight. And that's not going to help him.
Yeah, no.
Now Roy's going to have to fold for his last 160, which sucks.
I mean, you can't call, right?
Oh, look at Paul. That's 40.
Even Roy's laughing.
What a bet. He actually might get called.
Yeah.
For 40.
Or he actually might fold for 40. What a sick bet if that was a bluff, right? I mean, we all know it's not a bluff. Roy doesn't know it's not a bluff. He can't not. I mean, yeah, you got to see the 40. Yeah, I have the nuts. Thank you.
That is going to Value Town.
Mayor of Value Town, Paul. Hey everybody, it's Ken here, just popping in for a little advertising time. I just want to remind everybody that the Chicago Series of Poker, our biggest main event of the year, runs all summer long from the end of May through the middle of August. There's 40-something events, a awesome $580 main event at the end. Most of them are at the max, which everybody loves. Come out and see us.
And guys, there is going to be quite a few PLO tournaments in and throughout the series.
Big O, PLO 8.
A mixed
Yeah,
Omaha.
lots of cool stuff.
An Omaha High Roller. Keep your eyes peeled for that. We got another $5 button. The $5 button straddle is just... Oh, we got Tony.
Cash me out.
Tony shows up first
shows
hand
up.
with aces. No suits, though.
Welcome to the table. Sporting his Cubs hat. Opening day was just about a week away.
No Sox fans anymore, huh? I'm a Sox fan.
It's tough to be a Sox fan these days.
Nah.
And yet again, we got No Muck.
No Muck Omaha.
125 in there, and booyah. Somebody flopped something.
3 of clubs, 7 of hearts, 9 of spades.
All right, well, one of Tony's aces are gone. Let's see what that flop is.
I heard a 9 on the flop.
9 would be good for Paul.
3 of clubs, 7 of hearts, 9 of spades.
Looks like we're having a little bit of tech. Oh, there it is.
Look at Paul flopping the top set.
You know, this game's easy when you just make hands all the time and then get people to bet into you.
Yeah, Roy does have a nice little under wrap here. 865.
Paul is potting it.
He's calling.
650.
So the aces bet out, a bunch of calls. Set of nines raises to 650. Whoa, that's a manly-sized raise. I mean, Tony can get away from this, right?
For sure. Tony knows he's behind.
I mean, you can't beat anything. No redraws. I heard that's what you're supposed to have in Omaha, right? Redraws.
Right. Oh, but he does just get it in.
Roy's in.
Is Tony really on for 500? Wow.
It's a shove fest. I like it.
I can't believe Tony put in 500 there, but maybe he's thinking the guy's just got top 2.
Or,
he's
I mean,
got a
Paul's
big
just
rack.
making a move. I mean, it literally is his first hand. I think I remember this. He literally just sat down. And sometimes you just say, hey, screw it. I'm going to go all in with my aces. And
Good luck, guys. I do have the best hand.
Roy's got 245.
is that Paul again telling
good
us
luck,
that
but
I do have the best hand again?
So, flopping top
What would
set,
be an interesting-
He's
what would be
only
an-
41%.
Yeah, what would be an interesting
But I
turn
do
here?
have the best
I mean, besides an ace. I mean, Tony needs to turn a draw here. Can he even turn a draw?
Tony,
He needs
I
an
know
ace and
Boyd
only an
did
ace.
once, but are you wanting
Tony's
to
always
switch flights for that? Oh, he's one time too? Let's run it then.
Right, Tony?
Roy's got the little mini wrap going, right?
Yeah, and he turns even. Oh, that is the wrap for Roy. That's the nuts for Roy on the turn. And Roy, not.
5-6.
Gangster Steve trying to make something.
Yeah, he's close. 3-6.
Good for me. Yeah, we know.
Roy just shows the nuts.
Oh my God. Oh no, that.
So I think Paul's gonna take a. Oh no, Paul's gonna take a side against Tony's aces, or is it all going to Roy? Yeah, Paul took a nice little side pot. He breaks even on the hand. And Roy up to over 1,000.
And a new player, Mike, in the 4-seat
All right,
with Jacks who folded.
finally a tight guy.
Yeah, nice. Because
we need one of those.
2-3-9 king of clubs. I'm sorry. Call 5.
All right, Jim, double suited kings, a real hand.
Yep.
Making it 25. Dave getting out of the way with his trash. He does fold one of Jim's kings. Paul does have a suited ace. He's out of position though, but. And John's not folding.
I like it. I mean, John's position, you call pretty much all the time, right? 7-7, 8-5?
Yep. And looks like we got nut diamonds for Paul. Second nut diamonds for Jim.
Ooh.
Jim's gonna be betting here with kings and diamonds.
This could get ugly.
Paul's just gonna call. Hope to hit a diamond on the turn. He also has a pair of eights.
Heads up.
Bingo.
Ugh. That's the worst.
Interesting. Paul decides to just lead when he makes the nuts. It's an interesting spot for Jim.
I mean, a short-handed game.
220.
Yeah, he raised.
He's raising 220 of his 350. He's not going to be able to get away from it now. All in the call.
Are we once or twice? If you get that, nut diamonds, you're good. I'm just once. I can't win.
They run it once. Jim announces he's drawing dead if he has nut diamonds,
Which he does.
which he does. Man, and that lead on the turn for Paul probably got him paid.
Think so?
That's weird.
I mean, because otherwise he checks, Jim bets out again, and then he raises, and then Jim
might be able to-
folds. Yeah, that's true. Wow. I guess that's why you lead out with the nuts.
It works sometimes.
Yeah.
Jim could have taken a conservative line, flatted the turn, reevaluated on the river, and then folded if Paul just went all in.
$10 bun straddle, folks.
Nah, it's hard to
He
get
went
away
for the
from.
raise. I know. It's hard to get away from the second nuts, especially seven-handed.
ACD registered. Just Hurley, okay.
Uh-oh, Hurley's in trouble because he can't get his cards to register.
Really?
He's upset about it.
They stag. He gets stacked, and now his cards aren't registering.
Let me know when I can fold.
All right, he just gets out of the way.
He hears from production, just fold.
Call by Mike.
All right, Mike limping in with a pretty good hand.
I like it. I mean, you want a straights anyway, so who cares if your cards are suited?
Up to 6.
Tony's in there. Roy's in there. Gangster Steve, double suited kings, gonna pot it to
Ooh.
60. John's feeling a little gambly. Look at Mike Ass folding Jack 10-9.
I know. I never do that. It's probably why I never win. I'm not really there to win or lose. I really just like playing, you know?
Yeah, it's a fun game.
I don't know about that, but
Still, yeah, Mike, I can't believe he folded that though. I guess he only has 200, so
you got to pick your spots.
he didn't pick his spot. But
I don't know. Picking for $50 to get
I feel
in
like he's
five-way
just
action.
flop it.
Yeah, I mean,
boom, boom, boom.
no, he's not in though, folks. Gangster flops diamond draw. Ooh, against John's.
Second nut there.
Yeah, well, we know it's second nuts, but third nuts in real life.
Tony, top two. Full pot.
Is all in for last. Roy folded.
Roy folds.
Gangster's never folding.
No, all
He's
in
got
for 130.
backdoor clubs, kings, diamonds, a pair of tens.
Now, John's made some pretty good moves throughout the. I mean, at least a few hands that we've watched him. Do you think he gets away with it? I mean, all he flopped were diamonds, right? I mean,
he's
the
got
gut
naked
shot.
queen high diamonds, and he just saw a pot and an all in. Gangster Steve full potted pre-flop, and he likes his hand. I think he could fold here.
I mean,
Well,
no. There we go. Everybody sees that glitter in the middle of the,
Yeah.
the table, and that's just your mind goes smush sometimes.
John's gonna have a tough time winning this one here. 7
He's
ball's
1 out of
good.
10.
160.
And Gangster Steve runs terrible. That guy gets more bad beats than
That's true.
I don't know who gets bad beats that we can actually say on camera here. I don't know. He gets beat up more than Wile E. Coyote, right? That guy's got more Acme rockets smashed on him left and right.
We just keep coming
Gets it
back.
all in, 50% winner. Can't. No, no good. 5.
John picks up some outs.
There you go.
7. John with the 4-5.
I swear to God, I didn't know he was in that with that hand. And again, it literally every time Steve will say to me, I get it in good and nothing but bad things happen. Maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he's the one poker player that we should listen to his bad beat stories. Because, I mean, that's a little bit of a bad beat. Like, he's got the guy drawn to...
To a 7.
What do you know? Rivers is 7.
Literally, he's drawn to a 7.
Wow. If I was Steve, I'd flip over the table and leave, but that's just me.
He's going to go get another beer, maybe another 200.
I don't know. That's a pretty rough beat. It's a big pot.
Thank you, yeah.
Nah, I'm pretty sure when Steve leaves with his coat and the rest of his beer, he ain't coming back.
That's true. That's sick.
No, that's gross.
Roy, cigarette in the mouth. Sammy
There is no smoking at CCG.
Sammy Farha style.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's all for Gangster Steve.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think he comes back. I don't blame him. That was a rough beat.
That is pretty sick. Yeah, Tony was good with top 2, too.
Yep.
Time to play.
Roy, sitting on 1,000, loving life.
Can't get his cards to register. Oh, there he goes.
Roy called the 10.
Paul with a suited ace.
Tony in there or not yet?
John with his
Not yet. Tony.
newfound chips. With the 5 on the river.
Should be good now.
Mucking.
Oh.
Early out of there. Mike's playing. Should be like aces. Oh, there we go. 10, 8, 6, 2. Double suited. You see double suited hands and it's just tough to fold. Tony bumping it up with a slightly better double suited hand.
Paul calls the 50.
Yep.
And here comes the call train. Roy calls. Paul calls. Mike calls.
Did anybody fold?
Nope. Mike's tired of
Oh, John folded, but he was too busy stacking chips from the last 7 he hit.
because they always have a hand.
That's what I heard, right? That's what happens. The guy's never bluffing when he's stacking his chips from the previous hand.
All right, so Tony, pair of 9s, nut hearts. Mike, pair of 10s, gutter.
No, he flopped top and bottom, 10-6.
Oh, 10-6 and a gutter ball.
Looks like it
All
gets
in a row.
checked to Mike, who jammy. I mean, you got to protect against those hearts, right?
I mean, when you play 10, 8, 6, 2,
What else you hoping for?
true.
I'd be a little worried about a 7-9 lurking in the weeds here, waiting to re-raise somebody, but
Tony's the best.
that's what I said, right? What did I say, 7-9? Oh, yeah, it's close. A straight.
It's close.
That's close.
Here we go.
All right, so Tony with the pair and hearts, 60-40.
Bangs a 3, dodge the turn. Nope.
No river. Tony
Almost
makes
a
it
royal.
better.
Makes almost a royal. 4 to a royal. Mike's out. We really didn't get to see much play from Mike. I mean that's the idea, right? You pick one hand and get it all in, and
Yeah.
sometimes
Oh
you
boy,
win, sometimes
we
you
got
lose.
Jason.
Jason's fun, folks.
Jason is quite the.
He's a character.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a genius or a genius.
He looks kind of like an assassin, but then he wears the Star Wars hat.
Right. So he lulls you into a false sense of security.
Right.
And the glasses.
And the scarf. And
Right. Well, don't make fun of guys who wear scarves.
No,
I
I'm
wear a
not.
lot of scarves.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my. Well, for those of you who don't know who just sat in the 5 seat is none other than Jerry. We call him Jerry Yang. He's even more fun than, I don't know.
The real Jerry Yang.
Yeah, way more fun.
Here, give me that.
Meanwhile, Jason, top set. Roy, gutter ball. And Bink, what do you know?
Yeah, turns it.
Turns the gutter.
And gets Jason to bet into him.
Something like that string, but it's not like
Roy raises to 220. Looks like he bet the pot, huh?
Sucks because Jason has a 6 and a 4 in his hand, taking away his boat outs. So he's only 21%, which are usually slightly better than that with a set, but he's putting it in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him.
Roy's loving life, one time.
Paul walked in front of the camera.
Keep the singles unless it's 5, okay?
I can't believe he's only 20%.
I mean,
Like
he's
aces
just
versus kings.
yeah, but I mean, he's got one of his own 4s. And he's
Two,
got a
yeah.
6. I mean, he's literally got 2 of his cards,
Yeah.
and I mean, he whiffs. I mean, that's why. I mean,
Sets.
you hate to have a set and flop bottom 2. I mean, it kills a good chunk of your outs.
with the fucking river. Horrible.
Well,
Or-
Jason,
or-
actually, it wasn't the river that got you; it was the turn. But I understand either way. It is an awful turn/river.
That's why you can call with gut shots sometimes, guys.
Occasionally, they hit.
Not only do they hit, nobody puts you on it.
All right, looks like we're down to the last couple of hands here. I think there's some good ones. Jerry is always good for action. There's no doubt about
And
that.
TV.
He's good for TV.
Is that me?
It should be, yeah, $10 on the
I
buy.
have no idea how to play.
Poker players, a little tip from Ken. If you have to ask, is it on me? The answer is always yes.
Jason stating he's never played this game before.
Which is a lie because we just saw him
Lose.
lose the last hand. Could be true.
Look at that pretty chip stack.
This is great. Jason can't read his cards. Roy can't read his cards. Paul's good. I like Paul's hand.
Well, we saw a sneak peek of Jerry's hand, I think.
And Jerry, the old 7 deuce 8-9. 3 of his 4 cards are good.
Suited and clubs.
Like I said, change that deuce spades to like a
6 of hearts, 10 of hearts.
yeah. That's great.
Which is on Jason.
Looks like this hand we're gonna play Jason in the blind. We won't know what he has until the end of the hand, so it's always fun to try to figure out what he's betting with, or checking with, I should say.
So this is a pretty good flop for Jerry. In theory, 7-5 deuce. He's got 7s and deuces, and he's got the nut gutter for a 6. And like we say, when you play 9-8-7 deuce, 7-5 deuce rainbow, it's
Pretty good flop, yeah.
And,
Especially when you get check and you're the button.
right. And you only got $200 in front of you, so it's easy to make decisions. It's one thing if you have 1,000 against another guy's 1,000.
All right, Jason. We still don't know what he has, but he's gonna call. We're heads up now.
We're gonna assume Jason has some sort of straight draw.
Which is no longer good since Jerry just boated up. Canoed up? What do we call this?
This is a boat.
Just a boat?
Yeah, it's in the middle. Middles are boats. Smalls are canoes.
Ah.
Bigs are yachts.
Bigs or yachts?
This is in the middle. It's just a boat.
Like a rowboat.
Right. Maybe a fishing boat.
All right, 2-man boat.
Yeah.
I like it. Still don't know what Jason has. He could have pocket 7s and just dominating Jerry like there's no tomorrow.
Right.
Just lurking around playing the old.
Jason might not.
I don't know
what
where I
Jason
am.
is.
Jason calls.
Jason calls the 100.
You have quads?
It's a pretty good sized pot here.
I was like, what the fuck?
We don't know what he has. Maybe he doesn't know what he has. I don't know what's going on.
I have no idea how to play this game. So.
Lets us know he doesn't know how to play this game.
Like queens and kings.
That's
River's a
good.
7. Yeah, I mean, that's the nuts, right? I mean, Jerry can't lose.
7-5.
Oh,
yeah, you go 7-5.
flush draw, straight draw.
Jason had
Got everything.
You got everything.
Flush draw.
I don't know what Jason has still.
We're going to find out here in a minute.
Oh,
There you go.
wow. Look
Ugh.
at that.
Shouldn't be playing this game.
I mean, kings and queens, you could have got away from that.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
What do you call the
7-5
flop?
deuce flop. I mean, And the 2 in the turn actually makes me want to call.
Yeah,
Because you beat all of the 2 pairs.
Yep.
It's just unless one of those 2 pairs happens to boat up. All right. John calls with a suited ace. Jim calls.
5 to go.
Jerry's in there, of course.
Raise it up. Raise it.
Who else we got?
Jason, Roy, option on
Pretty
Paul.
much everybody's in.
Paul makes a 10 to juice it up. I love it.
Sweetener or revealer?
Sweetener or revealer.
Yeah, I think in this game you just sweeten it.
And the revealer is if anybody was to limp with aces, they would probably re-raise the 10 of 10. So he knows nobody has a really, really powerful hand.
Nice.
John checks. Jim checks.
And 10-7 deuce rainbow.
A lot of 7s out there.
Jerry? Jack 10? Is that
Well, Paul flopped ace 10 as well as jack 10, so the ace 10 is going to be the best hand right now. Is that right?
Well, Jerry's got the gutter ball, so that's giving him a higher percentage.
Yeah. And could turn diamonds, I guess, right?
Calls the 50. He
Yes.
folds to Jerry. Ooh.
Jason betting 50 with 7s and 2s, 7s and 2s.
Bottom 2, bottom 2.
Calls. 3 plays.
Bottom 2 is such a hard hand to play in Omaha because there's no good turns.
That's certainly not one of them.
Checks.
That gives Jerry the Nutter Butters, huh?
Yep. Jack 8.
Check, check, check. River's an ace. Jerry's going to go for some value here.
Which also gives Paul top 2, ace 10.
Jason's going to fold. What do you think Paul's going to do?
I mean, I know what Paul does because I watched this earlier.
Well, you're not supposed to say that.
Oh, okay. I don't know, Brandon. Possibly. I mean, I could see how he could fold, and possibly he could call to a raise. Who knows?
Let's cover all the bases.
He could do any of those 3 options.
Probably not going to raise.
I mean, when I got a big chip stack and I river 2 pair, I'm going to call. I'm
Especially-
not going to raise there by any
especially against
sense.
Jerry.
He could have anything, but that's the problem. Sometimes a man who can have anything has everything. Yeah.
I had 2 pairs as well. I should have potted that goddamn.
I like when they argue after the fact.
Yeah.
Man, I should have potted the turn. I should have done this.
He literally
and-
just got max value.
yeah. No way he gets any more money out of that hand.
Definitely worked out.
I don't think you called the turn.
You should have potted the turn.
Paul agrees. You should have potted the turn because then he could have folded. Yeah. Saved $200
I
on
thought he
the
was going to
river.
bet again.
Well, that looks like that's going to do it for us, guys. I hope you enjoyed our first Pot Limit Omaha commentary. Thank you, Brandon, again for
No
doing
problem.
this.
Make sure to click subscribe to follow for our future videos.
And hit that like button, please, folks. Or hit the dislike button. We were joking last time about going to the horseshoe. Don't go to the horseshoe. We were kidding. Stay here and just hit the don't like button. All right. See you guys next weekend. Thanks,
you.
everybody.